So Cardi B, personally, not a fan, but in terms of her as an artist, I feel like she's more of a personality than a rapper. I think that a lot of people like her because she has a lot of personality. Some people find her relatable and funny. So, because of that, she has a lot of likability, and a lot of people like her. You know, like when you have a friend and they start a business and they have these products that you don't even use, but you end up buying it anyways because you want to support your friend? That's what Cardi is to me. Um, she had one album, Invasion of Privacy, and it was a good album. It was definitely a good album. Like she had some Latin in there. She had some trap. And she had one singing song, but the singing song was not good. I didn't like that one. But she had some features on there that were good. It was good.
So, ever since Cardi dropped her first album, she has not dropped a second album since, and it has been over 5 years now. And 5 years is a lot of time. And the reason why Cardi B has so much expectations and high standards for her career is because she rose her career by capitalizing off of the beef she had with Nicki Minaj. So when you beef with Nicki and you claim you're the queen of rap, you have to prove that. So people have been waiting for Cardi to prove that. And people are now starting to see that one album in 5 years is not enough material to prove that. When Nicki Minaj has been in the game for 15 years and has dropped numerous albums, has converted into the pop sector successfully, and has converted into the Caribbean sector successfully as well. And I understand that her team may have thought it was smart to capitalize off of her beef with Nicki, but it ended up hurting her career more than helping it because people are always going to compare her to Nicki. People are always going to compare her achievements to Nicki's achievements. And that's an unfair comparison because Nicki just has far more experience and far more material in her catalog compared to Cardi B. Their come up was completely different. So it's an unrealistic standard because how could you compare somebody who's been doing rap for 15 years to somebody who's been doing rap for 5 years barely? Imagine you start a job and one of your coworkers has been working there for 15 years and your boss is constantly comparing you to that coworker who has 15 years of experience on you. Wouldn't you feel like that's unfair? It's setting yourself up for failure because people are just always going to put this unrealistic high standard for you that you won't be able to achieve realistically. And as far as talent, Cardi B doesn't write everything. She is known for having people write for her, while Nicki is known for always writing her own raps. And when you listen to both of them, we can all agree collectively that Nicki is far more talented than Cardi B. And Cardi B has other strengths, such as her personality, her fashion, and her visual appeal in her music videos. But at the end of the day, this is rap. I think our generation has gotten clouded with what can be considered good music because so many bad artists have been pushed on you guys through all these blogs. So you think what makes a good artist is having a good personality and somebody who's entertaining and pretty and can shake their ass the most on stage. When really, The best artist is the best artist. The best artist is the best rapper. Not who can shake their ass the most on stage, not who can get the most likes on Instagram, not who has the most likability amongst the public. Who can get in the booth and drop that heat? Who can get in the booth and make you remember those lines because they were so hard and you felt it and related to it? When it comes to Cardi and Nicki, that is Nicki. That is not Cardi. And I'm not gonna lie, some of the features she did this year, they were good. Tomorrow Too and Put It to the Floor were good. The other ones were not as strong. But even with Tomorrow Too and Put It to the Floor being good, they still weren't strong enough to chart where they needed to be for a Grammy award winning artist that Cardi is. And they didn't have as much impact. And because there are so many new rap girls that are popping off this year, like Doja Cat, Sexy Red, City Girls, Cardi B is dying out with her rap career and status. And from my personal analyzation, it feels like a lot of the people who do fight hard to stream her music are only doing it because they have a huge hate for Nicki Minaj and they want to see somebody beat her. And Cardi was the closest person to do that. But even that strong hate for Nicki doesn't translate to support for Cardi B. And the numbers aren't numbering either. But even her features don't chart enough for somebody who has won a Grammy before. And when she released Bongos, it wasn't a good song. Megan was a feature on the song, and she carried the whole song. Cardi had no memorable lines. Her voice did not sound good with the beat. Her voice sounded irritating to listen to, in my opinion, because it just felt like she was screaming. The bars were weak. The only thing good about Bongos was the video. And again, this is rap. All these extra gimmicks about who looked the best, who had the prettiest video, who shook their ass the most, all that shit doesn't matter. Y'all have just been blinded by what is considered good music because so many bad artists have been pushed on you, and these bad artists have to rely on all these extra gimmicks like good visuals or good fashion or drama in their life or being entertaining for you to tune into their stuff because the music alone doesn't make you tune in. If you look at all the artists in the years before us, you'll notice a lot of artists had a career that lasted 3 to 5 years at most. And some of the songs that may have been popping off during the time that they released it is a song that nobody in this day and age would know the words to because it was hot for that time period, but it wasn't a timeless song. Cardi B does not have timeless songs. I would say Bodak Yellow and maybe a few songs on her first album can be considered timeless, but overall, she doesn't have timeless songs. She has songs and features that are cute for the time being. But in 10 years, are people going to remember that verse? Hell no. Yeah, she did herself a disservice um, comparing herself to Nicki because now she's always going to live in Nicki's shadow, and realistically, she just cannot live up to Nicki Minaj. For that reason, she's always going to be considered a flop if she doesn't reach Nicki Minaj's success or Nicki Minaj's pen game because she fought so hard to be the queen of rap. So it's not a fair comparison, and it hurt her career, and I don't see rapping in her near future. I do believe the second album is going to flop, and it's going to be considered a flop because, again, people are going to compare her album sales to Nicki's album sales. And I don't believe it's going to sell more than Nicki. And Nicki's always going to come out on top because her fan base is super strong. She has went through millions of hate trains. still has a strong fan base, still winning awards, still charting, still selling thousands of records. But Cardi B could be more likable to the public. The likability and likes on Instagram and people liking your fashion and your visual appeal has nothing to do with what you lay down on the track. When people open Apple Music, they're not looking at all the visuals and all the extra shit. They're listening with their ears. So if the song is not appealing to the ears, it won't get streamed. Which is why Cardi doesn't chart, even though she still has the same amount of likability that she had back in 2018. Oh, I think she should explore different avenues, but music is not for her. It was cute in 2018, but I think she has other strengths like fashion. She makes good music videos. Maybe she could be on Tiana Taylor time and do creative directing. You can keep doing this thing where you drop one album every 5 years, but at some point people are going to stop caring. People have already stopped caring. There's so many new girls who are coming in and bringing heat who have far more talent than her. For example, Doja Cat, talented girl. She's charting. And there's going to be millions of Doja Cats that come in over the years. And as they come in, Cardi slowly gets forgotten unless she comes with that heat that beats that. But she's lyrically not the best, and talent wise, she can't live up to that. And I think it's smart for people to use what they're good at to excel. I'm not a singer, I'm a horrible singer. So I'm not going to waste 10 years of my life trying to compare myself to Beyonce and boost my singing career. Now I'm a pretty girl and I'm also very articulate. So instead of me chasing a singing career that's never going to happen, maybe I could chase a modeling career. That seems possible. A news reporting career or a commentary career that seems possible because it makes sense. And what I'm trying to convey here is rap doesn't make sense for Cardi. But I think other things may make sense for her, and I think she should explore those options.